and we make something which is not too interesting, then we have a problem. But if we have a stopover in an interesting destination, and so stopover then to Dili or to Timor-Leste, and then bring them around 6-7 days, and then back, I think that would be excellent. Yeah. Dario, let's work on that.
Yeah.
And then we can come up with all the questions. And Antonio, maybe for the time being, you can link us up to the commercial guys and the associations, and then we work in parallel.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So if you guys are all happy, then I will follow up with an email to this meeting and let you know what are the actions from our end will be to organize a presentation with Terra X. I can do that. I mean, the sooner the better. Then you, Mr. Antonio, will send me the contact details for the tour operator, for the other individual operators and the airlines and the hotel association, and I will organize a meeting next week with them to introduce them about what it's all about and what we want to do. And then Mana Fernanda will have to coordinate a meeting next week with the government to decide from the government side who's going to be leading it and what needs to be done.
Sure. Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Final question. Portugal. Was it you, Dario? You mentioned how are tourists from Portugal? Are there a lot, or maybe Antonio, you know that? Do we need to reach out to specifically this country? Because I know there is a charter. I forgot, was it Euro Wings? No, Euro something, or from Portugal, and they operate from Lisbon to Dili. I think this is also the airplane or the airline which the European ambassador arrived a couple of months ago.
Is a good question. Is there anyone there from the Portuguese or the CPLP that in relation to travel or tourism or trying to promotion that we can get in contact with for more of the private sector charter flights?
No, please say again.
Yeah, I'm asking if there is anyone that you know in Dili or in Lisbon that in relation to that has been involved in relation to putting charter flights from Portugal. I remember during COVID times there were a few charter flights booked, or in relation to the CPLP for tourism promotion.
Yeah, we are actively taking part in tourism promotion for CPLP market. But in regard to charter flight, which is lately from Portugal from Lisbon to Timor,
Yes.
I will further explore information with the Civil Aviation Authority.
Okay. And is there anyone there from the private side, the private sector? Any Portuguese contact or someone with good links in Portugal that we can be put in contact with?
As long as I'm aware, Hotel Timor, they have a foundation, and they are also part of the hotel association.
Okay. So we're going to be presenting to them next week then. Yeah. All right.
And for Peter, it would be better if Peter could provide an estimate the size of the airplane or the capacity of the airplane, so I can have a further discussion.
Chicken and egg.
Chicken and egg, yes.
Chicken and egg. Because the thing is, right now I think we're in this fact finding, right, putting everything together. Was trying to get some information. I think we can fill in a whole 300-seater airplane, but I tend to be too optimistic. At the other hand, it's the price and what are they getting for, right? So that's I linked that back. I had a discussion with some guys where in 2006 I brought from the German community. I just said let's go out, and I discovered off East Malaysia, really a paradise island, but it takes you almost 12 hours from Singapore. It's a nightmare. You have to sit in the bus, you have to wait 2 hours crossing the border to Malaysia, another 3-hour bus. I was on board there the next morning, and it's paradise. And so we organized this, and strangely, there were people that said, "Oh, we expected something like a 5-star hotel, and it was actually a hut. Okay, even 10 shared bunk beds, and everyone was so afraid." And I said, "No, we had managing directors, we had presidents from Bosch, from Siemens, from Lufthansa, and all the guys, they enjoyed it. Maybe it's a guy's thing, right? But then even the next trip they brought their wives, and initially they were a bit hesitant. At the end, they said, "Wow, paradise." So they were willing to pay for it. So I would be really optimistic that we can do that, but it has to be because it's the first time. So it really has to be organized well, and we need to tell them what they're getting into, and then we have to look at the different options, right?
Yeah.
So chartering an airplane or having a package where there is a stopover,
I think that this is
a safe place, right? So we
Yeah.
put this together.
I remember a long time ago, there's 2 charter flights from Germany. If I'm not wrong, there was early 2000 or 2004, 2005, like kind of a stopover in Timor. Coming from somewhere in Pacific, and then stop over in Australia, then Timor, then fly off to somewhere, and then back to Germany. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. No, you see, I can
3 hours, I remember.
Okay. I can get access to the general manager of probably Singapore Airlines in Europe, Qatar. I could